Nation with a formal territorial acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that Rebound Child News Services is really located on the Mississauga Anishinaabe territory and is the traditional territory of the Mississauga Anishinaabe. Rebound respectfully acknowledges that the Mississauga Nations are the collective stewards and caretakers of these lands and waters in perpetuity, and they continue to maintain this responsibility to ensure their health and integrity for generations to come. And I'd like to welcome everyone here today, Minister Piccini, Mayor Mandy Martin over here, Warden Crate, Suzanne Segan from the town of Cobourg. Welcome everyone, and welcome Rebound board members. We have several here today: Neil Gillison, Mary Ellen French, Danielle McKee, as well as our staff. And I'd really like to thank everyone here as we acknowledge the Ontario Trillium Foundation. And I'd like to hand it over to Minister Piccini for a few remarks. So welcome everyone.
Well, thank you. And thank you everyone for taking time out of your day just to briefly gather and honor. This isn't about Trillium, this is about you and all of the work that you do in our community. I think back over the past few times that we've been here, the REACH program and the work that you're doing, not just behind these walls, but out in our community, targeting at-risk youth, working on expanding your programming. And a special shout out to Carol, who always, every time we speak, Carol, you're always got something, your eye on what's next and constantly growing. And I think as a community, we're very lucky to have a leader like Carol and a group like Rebound. What you're doing, I mean, you mentioned to me McMaster and some of the expanded services that you're looking to offer to ensure that when a family comes in, a youth comes in, they're not limited in terms of what their needs are by what you have. If you don't have it, you'll find a partnership or you'll reach out to make it happen. And I think at the end of the day, when you're serving the public, that's what it's about, is integrating a better patient-centered care and better integration. And you've been a big community partner. You know everybody in our community and are building those partnerships. And for our next generation, especially with the difficult COVID pandemic and how tough that's been. I've spoken to high school students who didn't have the high school experience I had, and that all of you had. I think I'm just looking around here. I'm safe, because they would spend 2 years behind a computer screen, not building those relationships. I think I learned just as much in the playground and on the soccer pitch and in art class and music as I did from the teachers. And I think it's, missing that. What you've done at a pivotal time has never meant more for our community. So on behalf of the Ontario government, I'm excited to announce our Ontario Trillium Foundation is investing over $25,000 into Rebound and the important work that you're doing. I know you could maybe elaborate a little more on some of the work, I believe, with McMaster. But this builds on the Kilometers for Kids, which Max, my dog, is looking forward next year at the park. And because we are the very precarious job and I have to go apply for my job again next summer, I'm hoping I'm in a position next fall, maybe on the Environment 2 portfolio, to be back at Presqu'île with all of you for an in-person run to resume. But on behalf of the Ontario government, and just as someone that lives in your community, I mean, I don't have kids yet. I certainly hope to, but I know that regardless, knowing that our next generation have you is really comforting for our community, and I'm very thankful for the work that you do every day in our community. We're incredibly grateful. Mental health is health, and the work you've been doing on mental health, on outreach, working with marginalized and rural youth is so greatly appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you, Minister.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. And Warden Crate, I'd like to invite you to say a few words.
Okay. Well, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It is wonderful to be here today to acknowledge the continued positive impacts to Rebound operations and to our community resulting from the Ontario Trillium Foundation funding. COVID-19 has created hardship for the nonprofit sector, affecting everything from service delivery to staffing models to imperative funding efforts. We have nonetheless seen enormous agility across this sector, with organizations modifying operations and developing innovative new approaches to their work in order to continue delivering the programs and services relied upon by their clients and communities. By targeting investments to nonprofit recovery and rebuilding, Trillium's Resilient Communities Fund is helping organizations like Rebound to overcome fallout from the pandemic and plan for the future. Rebound has been providing impactful, community-based programs and services for Northumberland children, youth, and their families for 25 years. They empower young people to reach their full potential and work with families towards positive change. With the development of a new strategic plan made possible with an investment from Resilient Communities Fund, Rebound is well positioned to adapt during the current growth and change. Northumberland County has been proud to work closely with Rebound on many programs and initiatives over the years, and we look forward to continued partnerships on delivery of services designed to meet the needs of the community. And I would just finish with it, and talking to the deputy warden, telling me just how wonderful the outreach to her community has been, and what it means to them to have this available. So thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Deputy Mayor Sagan, I don't know if you want to say anything. I've thoroughly invited our clients, our volunteers, our community partners to be part of this, to really understand what's happening in our community, how we as an agency have to evolve to understand the gaps in service and how we can respond proactively and get ahead of the curve and really be able to, help families. And this is exciting for us. We have an amazing team. We've pivoted. Obviously through the virtual models, we are hybrid models. We've programs that we never thought would be possible to do virtually, we've managed to do. We've re-educated people. We do things in schools using whiteboards and smartboards and all sorts of crazy things that we didn't know was possible a couple of years ago. And the OTF providing this funding has really helped us make some of the changes, but also really identify some of the future trends. And I think this is a really important one. David alluded to, we're working with right now in negotiation with McMaster Health Sciences Centre to look at a family checkup program. And that's really looking at evidence-based programming that we can bring into our community that will be part of our continuum of services to provide family-based responsive services, mental health services, and things that really holistically work with our families. So this is, we're in Rebound space right now, and I was explaining, before the pandemic there would have been 30 kids in here at this time. Right now we have to keep our numbers low, but we still provide on-the-spot tutoring and services to clients. So we have clients coming in for mental health services throughout the day, and we're doing tutoring services here. So we're excited to have this funding. We're excited to continue our outreach in the community. Mayor Martin referred to, and you were referring to the Colborne Outreach Clinic, and we're a member of the OHTN and be an instrumental part of that. So we provide the services there, but we're part of a team. And I think that's the important thing. It's very exciting as the leader of our community to be part of a bigger team and to have the opportunity through our strategic planning to really understand how we can advocate and be a strong voice for children and youth, both locally but also provincially. So really want to thank you representing the provincial government here today and for the opportunity for the funding, and thank you all.
And I would just add one thing. So, sorry, no. This stream, especially for the followers on Pete's Facebook and Today's Northumberland, when they ask, this is their tax dollars, your tax dollars at work. And when people ask, Resilient Communities Fund was designed to help build resilient communities. The pandemic has hit the organizations we've depended on. So as a government, when we all banged our heads together and said, we need a fund to help organizations think outside the box, organizations that are operating on a razor-thin budget, that don't have the necessarily the cushion to really go outside the box. So this has been an incredibly important fund, and it's not decided by me or by politicians. It's decided by you, by people who sit on these boards, who give up their time. I was at Gift of Art in Newcastle, Matt Stevenson, local veterinarian. He's there, and he knows this community. And I remember when I was first elected, we saw Ajax, Pickering, Curtis. Now we have representatives from Indigenous communities in and around our area. We have representatives from Northumberland, which is so important, so that when they see, be it a group of volunteers in Castleton or that are doing remarkable work, or Rebound, they know about the impact that you're having, which is far and wide. I mean, you service a small European country. So it's so important. But it's really important for me to say it's your tax dollars, and it's decided by you, by community members, by volunteers who sit on these Trillium boards. And that's just wanted to add that because I feel that's important.
Okay, thank you. So thank you so much. So thank you all for being here today. And about Rebound, I'm very proud of our team. Do awesome work, and the Rebound is nothing without our team. And
yeah, by the crinkles in the corners.
It's great lighting in here.
That's good lighting.
All right.
Mandy, tell me how Rebound helps your community.
We have an outreach clinic through the Ontario Health Team Northumberland. We have a clinic set up in Colborne, and Rebound is one of the people, or one of the agencies that comes into the community and offers their services right on the street in our small little hamlet village. And it has been really important for so many young people, but also families as well, and older people. The mental health aspect is greatly appreciated. Keep in mind that we have a distance factor when people need to go to Cobourg or Port Hope or beyond. But here, with Rebound, Rebound is bringing their services directly to the community where it's needed. It's been such a valued asset.